Conas táisih is mis bara tá madan go bra ar fád agus tá nó aimseir go bra Tom's balla a clia agus bhí mé ag siúl Darkness into Light agus Tom ag clachta mo cúpla focail Gaeilge, so I'm going to try a tune, and the tune is Fox Hunters reel, very famous reel, loads of easy to get notes on this tune, so on the internet. Just before I start playing it, and I'm going to keep the video relatively short, I'm just going to talk a little bit about ornamentation. So the first thing I'll say about the concertina before playing, know the finger layout. So in the tune, for example, I can play the high Ds on the pull. I can also play them on the press. So just be kind of innovative with it, and know that you can change the fingering arrangements around the tune itself. It's just good to know. So in this tune, it's easier to use the high D on the pull. So just in terms of all tunes, just know the finger layout so that you can. So for example, like I have A on the pull here, I have it on the press, and then I have a third one here on the inside row. And generally speaking, I can interchange in tunes whenever it's easier to use the A's. Same for B's. I have two B's, B on the press, on the left hand side, B on the pull. And depending on the tune, I can change the B's, and it makes the sounds a little bit different. The ornamentation. So, for example, you can put in cuts like which is a fast dB. So you can do that on lots of the different notes. It's just to give you a flavour of some of the of little bits of ornamentation that you put in. You can do double octave playing, put in spaces between the notes. So instead of putting it all where the notes become cluttered, even just like can change the sound of it. And look, there's grace notes like in the second part, DAD, or even a kind of a cranny type of, or a concertina version of a cran, which is D, high D, B, A, D. But you try and make it as subtle as possible so that it's almost not there. So that's just talking about in general terms about ornamentation. And you can lengthen notes as well. So sometimes, like, you can warble the. I'm not sure what the type of technique it is, but you can. It might be heavy on the bellows, but you can almost warble, go. Slightly like that. It used to be a kind of a D slap, or a roll that you could use where you slap the concertina on the right hand side. It's not one I use, or I'm no good at it, but it was almost like. It's just example. There's loads of different types of ornamentation you can use that are out there between grace notes, ornaments, rolls, cuts. Double octave playing, taking out ornamentation and putting in spaces and letting the tune breathe, almost like if you're thinking of music as a wave function as you're playing, that you don't want it to sound flat, and that means putting in loads of ornamentation whereby it comes straight across. It's almost like it needs highs and lows, so almost like a climaxes at the top, and then coming back down again and back up again, so almost like a wave function. So that's another way of looking at it. So by putting in pauses, you can do it. So look, if you were at an Irish music workshop in general, I've probably spoken a little bit too much, but if you were at an Irish music workshop, in general terms, you'd be trying to listen and try and pick up the tunes by ear. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to play the tune very slowly, a number of times straight through, but very, very slowly. So the Fox Hunter's Reel. Should well. That's the tune. Played it pretty slowly, and look. The other thing is like if you're playing practicing tunes, change the tune around as you're playing it. Emphasizes different notes. Experiment in terms of developing your own style. It's all the fun of learning music. So it really is a gift. Something very beautiful. Music Tashi Gohuntach agus Gohalan or Fod, and it's something to be practiced and cherished on that. So that's the Fox Hunter's Reel.